Hello there, Tony here, UK College of Personal Development. Again, one of our live broadcasts, and it's great to have you watching live, if you're watching live, or if you're watching the replay on one of the social media channels, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc., even Twitter, I think now as well, then hello again. And today we're going to be looking at one of our many things that we're looking at this week in the Learning at Work week, which is a great campaign. We're fully behind that because we're all about learning and personal development and growth. We're going to be looking at coaching as a management methodology, plus answering more questions around personal development that you send in. So yesterday we had a great time and we had give out lots of books, which was great fun. And we had some questions from that were sent in beforehand. And we had some live as well, so hopefully we'll get some more of that again today. Got a couple, not as many, already sent in that came in from LinkedIn and email. We've got a couple of those, and we'll cover those at the end after the short presentation that we've got around coaching as a management methodology. Now, why would we even talk about that? Why would we talk about coaching as a management methodology? Well, the short answer is because it's a powerful way of enabling a manager or leader, if you want a leader manager, to motivate, inspire, and empower the team to get things done and to move the entire organization forward. So we're going to have a quick look at that. It's not going to be a huge in-depth, content webinar, just some ideas that you might want to think about. And then if you want to know some more, you can always get in touch. We've got lots of stuff on our website, of course. And obviously there's courses that you can go on, and ILM or AC type qualifications in and around coaching, if that's what you wanted to do. Now, let's start off then. And if you're watching live and you fancy getting a couple of free books, we've got loads of them here to start with. A lot of books to give away. Just put you in the comment box #swag and your name will come up, and then we'll be able to pick you out and ensure that you get your freebie books. So that's what we will do, which is very good. Okay, so let me just add a couple of slides. So I didn't have any slides yesterday, but I have got today, just so that keep the sort of the flavor of the theme of the event that we're talking about today, which is coaching as a management methodology. So the thing about coaching now, it could be me, but I have no audio and picture. Okay, that's interesting. Paul, hello, Paul. No audio and picture. Let me just double check. Never work live, as they say. Let's have a look. YouTube is open to check. And Paul, it is working. It was you and it's fixed it. All good now. Great. So I was thinking, we tested everything earlier on. So there we go. It is working, and Paul is working too, so that's great. Paul, lovely to see you. Hopefully you've got nice sunny weather there in Germany, as we have here in sunny Swindon. So I think about the word coach. You think coach as a bus, taking you to places. And that idea comes from the Middle English, which really means, a wagon or a carriage taking you from A to B, which is really what we're talking about. Coaching is about the ability to take somebody or a group of people, a team perhaps, from where they are now to where they want to be, whatever that might be. So coaching really is about enabling a change, a movement from one place to the other. As we say in NLP, current state to the desired state. And that's the kind of process that we're talking about. So a coach is this notion of a process. It's a process. Now, people often think it's something I'm going to do to people, and I'm going to coach you. It's not about that. It's a process. We don't do things to people. It's a process we take them through so that they can get whatever it is that they want out of that particular process. And a couple of quotations coming up here. So Sir John Whitmore is well known in the world of coaching. It's about unlocking a person's potential. So unlocking a person's potential to maximize their own performance. And this is the key bit, really, when we're talking about coaching as a management methodology. It is helping them to learn rather than teaching them. Or I might even say, in the context of what we're talking about today, it's helping them to figure things out rather than telling them what to do. And that's really what we're trying to do in this sort of mini broadcast today. My own personal thing about coaching is that it's a structured, outcome-focused conversation that's open, honest, and facilitates this notion of personal and professional growth that's pretty long-lasting. So it's not an instant thing, there you go, and then it's going back for more. It's, right, the whole process helps me grow as a person, become more competent, more confident, and I can step up and step into different situations and make a difference. So this is done via the coaching process, and I've talked about process a lot, and I do bang on about process because so many times people think, oh yeah, I've been coaching for years, and really what they've been doing is telling people what to do. Do that, do that, do that, or I'll show you how to do it, which may be mentoring it at times, but a lot of it just sounds basic management to me, telling people what to do. Command and control, if you will. So it's all about asking questions that create some form of thinking process and direction, or we could look over here for a solution, we could look over there for a solution. And in that process, we challenge some of the things that come up, providing challenge that's objective and realistic. And in that way, opening up possibilities of a new way of working or a solution-oriented thinking, and then reflecting out what we're going to do with that, and then moving on to making it happen. So the thing about coaching as a management methodology, it's not about telling, it's about asking questions. I think I've got my slides in a slightly wrong order here, but let me just go here. So it's really the thing is about telling situation, you know, you must go do this, or this is what I want you to do, and this is how I want you to do it. Really, it's about, you know, using questions to figure out for the person, the individual or the team, to figure out how they're going to do it for themselves. So these might be some kind of questions. Again, it would be dependent on the context. But, you know, what could you do about this situation or this challenge or this problem that the team are experiencing? What could you do? What could you do? What are some of the ideas that you can think of right now? What else? What else? What else? And the what else question is very powerful in the context of, you know, you're in a moment, you're in rapport, you're asking questions, you're in a dialogue. The what else is actually really good because people's creative juices begin to kick in. And before you know it, they're coming up with some really, really great ideas. So what ideas can you think of, and what else, and what else? You know, maybe, you know, stickies and all of those kind of things can be done. What other things could we do? What other kind of actions? Is there an alternative way of looking at this? That's one way. Is there an alternative way? What do you think? Who could help with this? Who else? Who else? What obstacles? Thinking about these two strategies that we're looking at here. What obstacles? Which one seems the most realistic? And what other actions maybe are needed to support this particular direction or this particular goal. So you can see if that kind of conversation is integrated into your management or leadership style, as opposed to sitting behind a desk, command and control, it is a very, very different experience. So you think about the GROW model. Most people are familiar with the GROW model. It's used pretty much all over the place. You know, GROW, GROW, G being for the goal. What do you want? Or what do we want? What's the situation? In reality, what's the situation? Well, this is the situation, boss. We need to figure this out, blah, 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 blah. And then you get into the question, what options? What, like I've just said. And then what kind of commitment are you going to get from the individuals to go and do something? So just kind of shows, hopefully you can see this. It depends on the size of thing that you're watching on. If it's on a phone or a tablet, it might be quite small. But, you know, traditional management as opposed to a coaching approach. So telling people what to do, you know, fine, there may be times you need to do that, but there's some downsides. You know, telling, not much opportunity for individual input, no opportunity for analysis or creativity, lack of ownership because, you know, it's the boss is telling us what to do. I'm just like a cog in a machine. I feel less inclusive or valued. There's no acceptance of an idea maybe from the team or from the individual being spoken to, not respected or empowered, and no opportunity for new learning or new thinking being put into the system. In contrast, the coaching approach, you know, asking questions, create options, asking, well, what else? And what else? What else could we do? It creates ownership and accountability. So I'm beginning to own the situation and I'm accountable for delivering the solution. So it is very, very different. Colleagues feel inclusive and respected because they're part of that whole sort of solving process. And in a way, gives them more confidence to grow and step up to take on even more responsibility. You know, and then I begin to realize, you know, accept, you know, gaps in my knowledge and my experience, and maybe a training need there, and I recognize that and go do something about it. less supervision because I'm becoming more sustaining, because I can solve things. I don't need to be supervised all the time because I feel respected and I feel trusted to go and do things. I don't need eyes in the back of my head all of the time. I'm feeling empowered, an opportunity for me to step into a leadership role, perhaps in the future. So you can see there's very, very, very different sort of mindset approaches, if you will, between command and control and the coaching approach. Now, people say, oh, well, how do you think about coaching questions? That really, most of the really powerful coaching questions at that point, if you will, start with the word what. And there's a whole article on our website about why that's the case. It's a linguistic thing. And there's a whole ton of research behind that. And I'm a great advocate of it. And I've written a whole paper, and it's on our website if you want to find it. But, what's the problem? What's the situation? What's going wrong here? What else? How do we know what is telling us that there is a problem? What kind of feedback are we getting, maybe from customers or from the team, or people are getting agitated? What's really going on here? What's the situation? And what do we want instead? What do we want instead? What would that look like? What would that solution do for us? If we had that solution, what would that do for us as a team or an organization? What options can we generate to figure out a strategy to sort this out? If we had a couple of strategies, sort of looking at them, what resources are required? Do we have them? And if we don't, what could we do to get them? And so once we've decided that, so what strategy are we as a team, or you as an individual, going to grab hold of, take responsibility for, and run with? So what specific actions are we going to commit to, or are you going to commit to making sure happen in the next sort of day, week, or whatever that might be? So you can see very, very quickly, you can get used to asking these kind of what questions. Super empowering, super powerful, and really do provide a different way of thinking for employees. Now, on our coaching courses, we run a whole sort of half a day's exercise on how this really, really does work. And if you're interested in that, just get in touch and perhaps you'll come along to one of the workshops. But it really, really is super, super powerful. But as I say, there's an article on the website, Think Big. Just click on Think Big and you'll be able to find it on our website. So what we're really talking about here is turning telling into asking, or into a coaching opportunity. So rather than telling people what to do, so we have this situation, we have this problem, we have this challenge, whatever word you want to use. What do you think we should do? What do you think we could do? What could you do? And so on and so on and so on. So you can genuinely see very, very quickly how this can become very, very super powerful for everybody concerned. Okay, so that's just a quick overview. As I said, it's going to be short. A quick overview, bite-sized, that's bite-sized, somebody said, to using coaching as a management methodology. And it doesn't even matter what industry, any kind of industry, any kind of context, be it in an office block or on the shop floor, in a supermarket or a department store, whatever. It doesn't really matter. The context is irrelevant. It's about the process. Remember, it's all about the process. Okay, so that's that. If you've got any questions about that, feel free to get in touch. Now, I said about questions around personal development. We had bunches of them yesterday. Some of them are really, really great. I really appreciate everybody sending those questions in. So what have we got today? What's the best? Okay, the first one here is, what's the best and the cheapest way to start a personal development journey? What's the best and the cheapest? Okay, well, best and cheapest, I don't know if they're the same thing, but certainly a simple way, very little cost, is journaling. You can buy a sort of copybook or a jotter or something, very, very cheaply. You can spend a lot of money on very expensive bound and locked up journals as well. But I think I mentioned this yesterday, actually. Journaling is super powerful. It really, really is. You're taking maybe half an hour or a little bit more once a week or something like that. Once a month, maybe stretching it. I think once a week is probably good to think about, okay, what's happened this week? What's happened to me? What have I noticed? How do I feel about those things? And what good things happened? And what am I grateful for? I mean, that's a very simple sort of introduction, if you will. But you do that over a period of, 6 to 7 months, you'll begin to notice, you will begin to grow. Because what happens is, as you put your thoughts down, it becomes a loop for yourself. And you begin to think, actually, I'm seeing a pattern here. I'm seeing what's going on. I see what I'm doing wrong over a period of time. But also I'm beginning to realize the things that actually have as strengths and resources that I can make changes in my life. and I can see where there are gaps, and maybe I can set some goals and go off and do something about them. So that would be one thing. Other things, of course, I think I mentioned some of this yesterday, to be honest with you, but there's lots of online stuff that's pretty good. Our website, if we use that as an example, there's tons and tons of free content. Or the cheapest is one of the words here. Lots of free content on our website that will help you get going. And some of the personal development books are not expensive. A couple of quid, £3 or £4, you can probably get one. Come to more of our things, you'll get a couple for free, perhaps, like today. So remember, put swag, #swag in the box, in the chat box, and hopefully you'll get picked for a free book. So hopefully that helps. I think that probably does help. So 2, is training as a life coach? All right, is training as a life coach and starting a business really an option in today's world? Is training as a life coach? Well, I've got to say the answer is obviously yes. Lots of people train as life coaches or coaches per se, and go off and do what they do and start businesses. Interestingly, I had a conversation with a chap this morning, and it's a game of two halves. You can train to be a coach. You can train to be anything, to be perfectly honest. You can train to be a dentist, but then you got to go and start your business, and that's a different skill, starting a business. So then you need to think about, how am I going to start a business? I've got my coaching qualification. Now I need to go and start a business. How do I do that? Well, you've got to start marketing and getting yourself out there and all of those kind of things. So the answer is yes. You need to have a little bit of business acumen, or at least that entrepreneurial spirit, I suppose, to go out there and do a little bit of hustle, posting stuff online, speaking at events, handing out some cards or whatever methodology you want to use. But yes, the answer is yes. And plenty of people have very, very successful practices and not just pay their rent, but they do very, very well. So the answer is yes, I would think. So the third and final question today, unless some come in on our chat box there, is you mention, so you, I guess they mean me, mention NLP a lot on your website, blogs, and social media, etc. Why? Why do I mention it? So, okay, if you need why, the answer is, well, because it's super powerful, and the tools and models of NLP are so powerful that I think, why would you not want to learn them? So people often say, well, coaching is one thing, NLP is another. Yes, that's true. They are different things. Coaching is a framework, process, and NLP is a toolkit. So the idea is you use the tools to make a difference to your coaching process. People talk about goals and coaching, but the NLP format, of course, is well-formed outcomes, which is very different from just normally setting a, common or garden goal as an example. But, you're working with clients, they want to change their belief systems, they want more empowering beliefs. Would be a great example, using NLP to change your belief systems and install a more powerful and can-do approach. So the reason I mention NLP a lot in the blogs, social media, etc., and a big long list there, is because it works. It works for me, it works for my clients, and it works for the students that go through with us. So kind of message here, I intended to be a life coach, but ended up being a coach in my organization, and it suits you much better, so everything I learned gets into practice. I still would know my entrepreneurial power was a great success. All right, wasn't a great success. Clearly it was reasonably successful, Paul, because you're doing very well, and I've seen you posting lots of stuff online, so that's great. But yeah, you do need a little bit of an entrepreneurial spirit if you're going to start a business. It doesn't just happen the minute you get your certificate through the post. You've got to work at it. It's we were talking about this last night on one of our tutor calls with a group that's just about to finish their level 5 coaching certificate. And, we're talking about the kind of things that you need to do, getting yourself out there. Business doesn't just happen. You've got to work at it. And it is hard work, especially for the first 9 months. You've got to be relentless. But the rewards, of course, are huge because you run your own business, you've got that freedom, and so on. Okay, so have we got any more questions coming in? Team haven't added me anymore. There's no more on there. No. Okay. So Paul, you're the only one on the live chat that I can see. Now, I know you live in Germany, so it may be a bit of a drama for me to get a book to you. We don't normally send things overseas, but I'll see what I can do. So you better email me with your address, and we'll see what we can send you. If I was to send you one, even though you're overseas, is there a particular one that you would prefer? Let me just see what we've got here. We've got NLP and Introduction, Life Coaching and Introduction, The Richest Man in Babylon, Introduction to Personal Development, Developing Successful Habits. There's another one here, Boosting Your Self-Esteem. Any of those fancies? Can you remind me about the opportunities for continuing professional development with the college, practice groups, etc.? Yes, I can. They're all on the website, as it happens. If you go to the front page of the website, scroll down a bit, you'll see Professional CPD. All of the CPD events are there. We've got a couple coming up. The practice groups, we have a Babylon book. Okay, we have a regular open lunchtime practice group. Every Friday lunchtime, open, and it's just practice for coaching. Paul, I'm guessing you're on the email list, so you should be getting that anyway. If you're not, ping me an email and I'll sort that out for you. And then we have monthly co-coaching, and then every third month or thereabouts, we have a themed CPD event. I think the next one is coming up pretty soon. We had one on anchoring, NLP anchoring, a while ago. That was hugely successful. I think we had 18 or 20 people on that. And so we have lots and lots of things throughout the year, plus supervision events as well. So if you're already an NLP practitioner or a coach qualified and you want to come to CPD events, just get in touch. Just go on the website and just click on Professional CPD, and you'll see lots of things there. Join the list if you will, and you'll always get the updates. Okay, so there we go. I'm on the email. It was going to a junk. How rude! I have added you to my safe senders list. Well, absolutely, we're definitely safe to send you stuff. There's nothing spammy about us, I'd like to think. So hopefully we'll see you, Paul, on one of our events. So there we go. That's it for today. So remember, let me just check. We've got, because my mind is so full of stuff today. We've got so much going on here. Today is the 16th. So we've had one webinar this morning, which was around ILM qualifications. And I think there's another one this afternoon, but I can't tell which one it is right now. But there's more tomorrow. But just go onto the website and you'll see all of the free webinars that are going on for this week, because it's Learning at Work Week, and we're big on that. So we're big on the Learning at Work Week. Lots and lots of stuff going on. And tomorrow, I just mentioned this, those of you who are Instagrammy, tomorrow is our first, shock horror, live event on Instagram. Hopefully we get it right. We've done a few tests by way of just saying we're going to do it. And hopefully we've got some people on there who will ask some questions. Otherwise it's going to be quite, because the thing is so small. Here it is here. It's so small compared to the normal camera and the microphone setup, which is what we're used to. So this is kind of a new thing for us. But anyway, we're going to give it a go and see how it goes, as it's a special thing this week. Alrighty, there we go. So hopefully I will catch you on one of the next things. So none of these tomorrow on all of the normal channels. It will be on Instagram, but we will be back again on Thursday for another one around 12:30, looking at a particular topic, which I'm not even sure what that is yet. I'm trying to read my list on my desk. Can't quite make it, but we will let you know what it is. Hopefully you've enjoyed this and all of the other things that we're doing. Remember, it's Learning at Work Week. Get involved and learn something new. Okay, guys. Take care of yourselves and hopefully see you soon. Bye for now.